Hello, my name is Daniele. I'm going to show you the software Scalinata Prima. That is the architectural version of VisKon Treppe. So we are making a slab where to put our staircase. We confirm, and then here, before to make our wooden staircase, we go in the wall. We click the right mouse button. And here we select and we change the height, the thickness, and so on. We are going to drawing. As you can see, when I click, I see the distance, and I can also change the angle in one direction, another direction. Okay, I leave it 0, that's where I click. Okay, we confirm it, and then we have our wall. If you want, you can also go in this button and click where is the hammer. We can move the border of our slab, and we adapt to the external side of the wall. We can also click this button, click this, that is the bisection. So we are going to click, and as you can see, we are merging in the center point our wall, and this is the effect. So now we are going to click the staircase button in the top of the left, and here we are going to select a staircase shape. For example, we select this L-shaped staircase that it has a window, it has not a landing, but there are some different type, and you can try by your own directly using the software, the free software Scalinata. With Scalinata you are allowed to make a stair, but of course you will see it only on the screen. You have no drawing and so on. Anyway, this is the software. This is the general screen. This is the interface with some buttons. This is the floor plan. This is the left, the elevation view. And as you can see, when you are in the left elevation view or the right elevation view, as you can see, you see it in the same view all side of the staircase. This is the first the first flight, this is the second flight, and you have to get. Anyway, for example, we are going to change something. Here we change the height of the stair. We arrive to 2 meters and 80 centimeters. That is the height of the wall that we have selected. You have several details. For example, this is the nosing of the steps. You can say 0, and you can see now there are no nosing. But I will activate again. I will give a deepness of 2 centimeters. So this is the staircase shown by the top view, and here there are several details. For example, this is the flight height. You can change it, of course. This is the distance between the wall. And for example, here we say that the length will be 2 meters. Well, as you can see, on the bottom of the screen, there are some information. For example, here there are the number of the tree, that in other words is the number of the steps, and it says 13, but here we read 14. This because the last one is in the same height of the slab where we are landing, and for this reason this is not really considered, because the stairs, sometimes at the last step you don't need it, so you delete it. So the real calculation consider one step less. But of course the landing is the slab, because we wrote before to arrive to 2 meters and 80 centimeters. But there are other information, the tree depth. So then we have the rise height, and here we have the Francois Blondel formula. the famous French architect who invented. That is, in another word, the ratio for the steps. And is 2 times the rise here plus the tree depth. And this is the total. In this way, you can plan following the rule, the correct staircase. There are other features. Here in the riser menu, you can add a new rise, and of course, the formula, any information will change it, the calculation will change, or you can do it less. Of course, we are back to the previous situation. Here there is also an interesting button that you can move the thread with the mouse. You can move a little bit the thread because maybe you want that this distance is shorter or longer. You can a little bit adjust, and you can also move the single thread. Anyway, we saw it. I invite you to test the free version that you can see it more in detail. And the software is asking, we confirm it, to create the round baluster. I say yes. Here is writing to click Ctrl W to change the reference, the corner of according with our stairs. I will click this corner, of course, it follows my mouse. So I will click, and then the software can also give you the possibility to move in one direction or in the other direction with the negative distance in the 3 axes. So we confirm it. So for example, I can say 50 centimeters more on the Z. So we confirm it. Well, now we will going to create, or I simply copy a slab. I will do copy global. I will take this point because and I will attach here, because the height of the walls and the slab that we did still drawing is 2 meter and 80 centimeters. That is where our stair is landing. Then we have to do a cut. So I take a guideline, I click this border, I move it to here, and I will decide to move to 1 meter and 60 centimeters. I confirm it. Then we saw it before, we change the slab in this way, or for a hole, you have a direct tools here in the slab. So I click the point where to put our hole, and we confirm it. Now we are going to click here. You see we are making a top view. You can add a new dimension if you want, and there is the perspective view. Yes, okay. Can move, hide the slab if you want. Guideline. You can select something. You can hide, as you can see. And we're back in 3D, because directly here I will click the cross section button. I will take a reference for the cut plane. So I decide this. And in the middle of our stage, or the first wing, the first flight, I click here. In the left, on the right, this is the dimension of the section. We confirm it, the deepness, and we have this situation. Okay, well, here in the dimension tools, we click the first button. This is the free dimension. You can do it diagonal, horizontal, according how you draw it. And this is horizontal or vertical. I like this one because I need a vertical dimension, and I can click in diagonal point. For example, this. And we see it that yes, in this point is 1 meter and 60. But here I click the right mouse button to stop it with 20 centimeters more. here we have an height of 1 meter and 80 centimeters, and we can say this height is okay. We can also put a window and the doors. This is important to have this detail when you draw, because you have to consider everything. For example, I click here. I will give a distance from this point that you can decide. This other point is, the other one is 3 meters. I say 0 where I start. I will move on 1 meter and 60. No, it's too much. I see 1 meter and 20, for example. Oh, 1 meter only. This is the seal 8. I will say 1 meter, 101 centimeter more. I confirm it, and we can say it's okay. So when you plan, you can consider all detail. Well, now I will show you some plan that I still opened. Here, as you can see, there are, for example, a baluster made by hand. How to do this? We have other features. This is the free beam construction. If I click just to see it one face, I'm drawing in this face. If I cancel, do it again, I click here, for example, I'm working horizontally because our reference is a horizontal face. Then you can move, you can rotate, change the age, or moving in another axis, in the Z axis in this case. Or you can also change the first point and the last point. Anyway, so you can do a single beam, you have guideline, we used it before, but you have also multiple beams. And here it depends always where you go to click. For example, if I click here, we are doing something vertical because the face is vertical. But if we click something horizontal, we are drawing horizontally. So to make the ceiling that we see it, you just do it in this way. Then you select your interact and you go into to work. The same way you can do also the parapet, the railing. So for example, I click from here to here to here. You say the dimension. For example, I say 4. You can also select here also round beam if you want. Then you put your interacts, for example, 15, and you see it. And of course, you can also move it. For example, if I say 10 here, I'm going in one direction or in another direction. So it's very easy to draw other detail of the stairs, like in this case the ceiling. And here I already a cross section. You can do your dimension, of course. Then we have another example. This is very interesting because if I double click, go to change, we go in the frontal or in the side view. We see just changing the sides of the steps. Now I don't change nothing. We simulate a beton staircase. This is also useful. For example, you have to do only the steps in wood. Okay, you can do it. You can do stairs, or you can get your reference of your beton concrete stairs, and then you go to draw it on. Okay, I hope you enjoyed our software. Here, as you can see, our stairs, different views, section, and so on. Anyway, I invite you to try the Scalinata, that is the free version, and with the payment version you have more functionality. We didn't see it everything, and this is only for the architect. For the carpenter, we have another features that you make automatically the ten on the mortise, so the joint, and then you have the technical drawing for production, and you can export for your CNC machine by AutoCAD, PDF, a step, for example, and so on. Okay, thank you so much to watch this video.